Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Instacar HK. Today I am in China because I'm back for Classic Car Club of Hong Kong's annual China Drive. Now today is actually the second day of the trip. We started yesterday and I'm currently in Sanwei, which is around the Chiuchow area. This year we're also doing the Greater Bay Area. We're also driving our own cars. So we start in Hong Kong and we go to the northeast heading towards the Chiuchow area. And then we'll go back to the west in the Meizhou area and Xinfeng area before going back to Hong Kong. So it's like a loop from northeast to northwest and then back to south. So as mentioned, we have driving our own cars this year. We have 25 cars this year. Both classics and moderns are welcomed. There are some classics, some interesting classics, including, of course, a few air-cooled Porsche, and then there are a few classic Jags. There's also a very nice selection of 90s cars, including a Volkswagen VR6, a E36 M3, and of course my trusty Volvo 850 T-5R. And when I get a chance later, of course, I'll show you guys the cars we have this year. And also the thing we did differently this year is I actually brought along Junior with me. He's old enough now to come along with me. He really enjoys cars. He really enjoys sitting in cars. And so far, he has just been brilliant. He's just been an angel baby. Because yesterday we had a pretty grueling day, actually, with a lot of logistics issues, unexpected delays. We were sitting in the car the whole day. We drove like 300 odd kilometers with a lot of waiting time in the heat in between. So it was a really grueling day. Even I totally did not enjoy it. But Junior hasn't skipped a beat. He didn't cry or whine or anything. He was just really enjoying his time in the car. So yeah, haven't skipped a beat, just like the Volvo, so that was fun. Speaking of yesterday, it was a pretty long day. So we started early in the morning at the meetup point of Gold Coast Hotel in Hong Kong, which is what we normally do because it's close to Shenzhen Bay. So we drove over to Shenzhen Bay to go through customs and immigration. And as always, there was some waiting time, about an hour's waiting time in the China side of the immigration, which is normal. They have to check your luggage, chassis number, your engine number, etc. So that was normal. It took about an hour or so, which was fine. But somehow for this trip, after that, we had to go to another local government car examination center in Shenzhen, which was about 10 kilometers away from the border. And that was just totally unnecessary. We were there for another hour or so, and the guy just checked the numbers again, took some pictures of the cars, and gave us a briefing on not to drink drive, which was totally unnecessary. It wasted a lot of time. So by the time we were finished with that, it was like 12 something already, and the lunch spot was a 2-hour drive away from Shenzhen, which was pretty bad planning on the part of the planner, honestly, because it's expected that crossing the border and getting the cars across will always have some delays. So having a lunch spot so far away was very bad. So by the time we all sat down for lunch, it was like 2:30, which was we were all knackered, we were all under the sun the whole morning. It was just totally not ideal. And to make matters worse, after that lunch, we drove another hour and a half for a sightseeing place, which turned out to be just a beach, really. And there were some cool wind farms around that. That's pretty much it. So it was a really underwhelming tourist site that we drove an hour and a half to. And after that, we drove an hour or so to the hotel, which was this a DoubleTree by Hilton that we're in. And turns out the hotel is amazing. The hotel has its own personal beach, has tons of activities to do, especially for kids, lots of areas, open areas, there's go-karting, tons of stuff to do. But by the time we got here, it was like 7 something p.m. because we wasted all the time during the day. So unfortunately, we really didn't get to enjoy the hotel at all when we should have been here instead of some silly beach. But anyway, that's that. But hopefully, from today onwards, the itinerary would be more predictable and more enjoyable. We are on our way to Santou. Right now is a 200 km drive. Once we get there, we'll check into the hotel and then we'll be tour bus from there. So today, all the driving will be in the morning. This morning, the first thing we did was to go get some petrol, because after close to 300 kilometers yesterday, lots of cars needed petrol. And given we're outside of the big cities, we need to find petrol stations with 98 octane, which is not as common as you think. So unfortunately, though, this morning there was a small incident between our members when people were rushing to go for the red lights. I'm not going to review which car for privacy issues, but one of the cars have to be sent to a workshop to be fixed, a local workshop. But luckily no injuries. So we're on the way here, and wow, the car has been performing great. China got beautiful highways, very good service, very wide and straight. Last time when I brought the car to China Drive, the Volvo, it was really vibrating after 130 kilometers per hour, and then my gasket was failing, so I had that boiling water issue when I step on it. Since then, I've brought the car to Matt at Autoficionado, and all those have been fixed. And just now, we're doing some naughty speeds. The fastest of the group would be the BMW M3, the Mercedes SL63, and believe it or not, the C124, the 320 Mercedes-Benz convertible. So we're the fastest group, and we're doing some naughty speed, and the car was just really going. No vibration, no nothing. So it's been good. So yeah, we'll keep going to our destination, and I'll see what's there to show you when we get there. Cheers. So here I am at this old market in Santou, and I did not expect to have anything to film or talk about, so I didn't even bring my mic. But then suddenly I came across this car right here, which was pretty amazing. Look at this, an abandoned barn find Mercedes-Benz 140. Looks like a facelift model. I can't tell if it's 320 or 280. Left-hand drive, obviously being China, but just abandoned like this at the corner of a small street. Pretty crazy, white color. Trying to get a rear view. Oh, it's an S320 with local Chinese plates, but wow, what a find. Very cool. Right, so we are on our third day. This morning we left our hotel in Sanwei, Sanwei, and drove towards the what they call the Nanao Island. We have to cross this very long bridge to get to the Nanao Island. It was a pretty nice bridge. The drive on the bridge was pretty nice. The drive performance was all right. But once we got to Nanao Island, it was pretty chaotic because Nanao Island is, as the name suggests, a standalone island. It's pretty big. It's like 3 times the size of Macau. Super popular tourist spot because it's surrounded by the sea. There's beaches and whatnot. There, these nice mountain roads going around the island. But the problem is, like many mainland China popular tourist spots, it's really not for the weak. It's very chaotic. There are tons and tons of people, lots and lots of cars, drivers that drive without any respect to the law whatsoever. They drive whenever they want, they stop whenever they want, they overtake whenever they want. So honestly, the drive on the island was not only busy, but also pretty chaotic and not that enjoyable. Now we're at our lunch spot, which is also on the Nanao Island. It's a pretty nice seafood restaurant on the sea, so it's pretty cool. There's this car park, outdoor car park, where all the cars are gathered. So I want to take this opportunity to do a walk around with you guys on the cars we have for this trip. As mentioned, there are 25 cars, some classic, some modern classic, some outright modern cars. So we'll take a look. All right, so starting from this corner, we have a modern classic Jag XJ. As mentioned, there are a number of Jags, more Jags than I expected on this trip. And then obviously my trusty Volvo 850. As mentioned, last time in 2023 when I came, the car was not in its tip-top shape. It was vibrating after 130 and whatnot. But this time, it's all been fixed, so it's been performing really, really well. I'm really, really happy with it. Aircon's cold, lovely. And then there's this Audi R8, very nice original condition. The plate is very familiar, RC55. I always see this car, around Hong Kong Island. Very nice owner. I think he owned it from new or very close to new, so a very cherished car and not a bad car to take on a trip like this. And this one's pretty cool. This one is the Daimler 6. I honestly don't know how it's still surviving this trip. Like I said, there has been so many waiting in the sun, a lot of heat, a lot of traffic jam, but hey, still here. I mean, yeah, it has to open the bonnet to let the heat escape and cool down a bit, but nevertheless, very impressive. Look at that engine. 6, pretty much means 12-cylinder. Very cool and very brave to bring a car like this to such a trip. I would imagine the car is really well taken care of mechanically. That's why the owner dares to bring it on such a trip. But it's really majestic when you see this car roaming on the highways. And there's this early Golf GTI. This GTI actually had a belt loose or broken right at the beginning of the trip. So it had to have a quick fix in a local workshop on the first day, but it's back here to join us again. Now this one here is pretty cool. This one is a 450 SLC, is owned by a friend of mine. It's all decked out because it's all decked out modded for rally competition purposes. 16 P2P means 2016 Peking to Paris rally. Now this particular car itself did not go to the Peking to Paris rally, but the owner's XSL, he had a 350 SL, which he indeed did do the Peking to Paris rally. And once he got this one, he just put the plate on. But this one has a bit of rally history as well. It actually went on the Trans-America rally, which, as the name suggests, go through the American continent in 2018. It's all decked out, high suspensions, modded suspensions from Australia. And then there's all decked out with roll bars. The owner was telling me, he intended to do more rallies after the 2018 US rally, but then COVID hit and whatnot, so he didn't have the chance. So he finally fixed up the car again. The car has been sitting for the last few years. He finally fixed it up again, and this China drive is kind of like the test drive for it before he brings it to other rallies. You can see all the rally meters inside. The car will be going to the Hong Kong to Peking rally in September this year, so you'll probably see some of it in publication. And we have a QP5 here, Maserati QP5. The owner is a dedicated Italian car owner. He has a couple of Ferraris and this Maserati. Sounds lovely, these Maseratis. 997 right here, and this is my mate's E36 M3 manual. super nice. As I said, we're the faster of the group. A 993 convertible, automatic. Another burgundy 993 right here, and very good nick. This one is an extremely good nick. Engine and interior and the body work is very nice on this one. Over here we have a C124 Mercedes 320 convertible. The owner was really stepping on this. We were doing, like, you know, as I said, some naughty speeds, and this car was somewhat keeping up with the Volvo and the M3. Always loved the 124. Now this one is also a very cool car. It's a Volkswagen VR6, 1995 Volkswagen VR6. The owner actually owned it, bought it new when he was studying in Australia as a kid back in 1995, and then brought it back to Hong Kong with him after graduation. So it's a 95 and then registered in Hong Kong in 1998. You see some, you know, period correct mods. It got a 6-speed manual transplant, so it has 6-speed now. Sounds very nice. It has an exhaust. There's a modded exhaust, and the V6 on this car sounds extremely nice. Finally, here we have another classic Jag, a Jag V12. Again, happy to say, the car has been performing well. No stops or anything, just kept going. And then this very, very cool modern classics SL63, which is perfect for China highways. Very nice car. One of the, the last good looking SLs, I think. All right, so we are on the 5th day of our drive. So we're about just past the halfway point. And we woke up this morning in Meizhou. We drove to Meizhou from Chiuchow yesterday, and we're at this beautiful mountain area surrounded by tea plantations, and we stayed in this huge hotel which was built in 2008. The hotel must be some sort of government funded hotel because it got a really CCP feel to it. The rooms is like something straight out from a 1960s Chinese hotel documentary, which is quite funny. I mean, it's nice and clean, but they haven't refurbed it since they built it. But the surrounding area is the focus of this hotel. As I said, we're on a beautiful mountain with spectacular views. There are tons of tea plantations around, and the road coming up, oh my God, the road coming up is truly magnificent. Really nice twisties, uphill twisties, really well paved roads. The M3 and I had some fun coming up. I mean, we weren't too fast because we don't know the roads. It's our first time here, but it was pretty enjoyable. So yeah, it's, like I said, it's our 5th day. Today we will drive over to Xinfeng. Never been there before as well. And yeah, I'll see if I have anything else to show you. So yeah, see you guys then. I'm going to check out some tea plantations now. Bye-bye. So we are in our last city, Xinxing today. We're on the penultimate day, and I couldn't stand it anymore, so we decided to find a car wash place, a local car wash place, just on the Go map. We found this place called XLMC Shaolu Car Wash something, and wow, they're doing a pretty good job. So like this is my car. This is already the 2nd layer of foam they've done. They first started off with some chemicals and water to wash off the first layer of dirt before washing off with water, and then first coat of soap. And now this is the second layer of soap that they're doing. Really thorough work. And the wheels, they even clean the inside of the wheels, which is unheard of in Hong Kong for a normal car wash. And all for 50 renminbi, which is amazing, simply amazing. I'm so glad we found this place. Go check it out. And that was the end of our trip. Yesterday afternoon, we went from Xinxing to Shenzhen Bay Port, Sanwei, to cross back the border to Hong Kong. It was very smooth this time, actually. It took minimal time for all of us to get through the borders and immigrations and custom and back to Hong Kong. So by 5-something p.m. we were all back to Hong Kong and on our way home. That was yesterday. Today I'm already back in Singapore. I literally flew back just for the China drive, and it was fun. It was fun. We did a total of about 1,600 km in China, so quite a lot more than the last China drive we did in 2023, which was only about 700 odd kilometers. I didn't do much car reviews this time, as you can see, as we had a pretty hectic schedule, so no car reviews, unfortunately. But one thing I can review, though, is the tour company we used. There are a handful of car tour companies for China drives, and the one we used this time is relatively new. It's different from the one we used in 2023. The new company we used this time is called Guangji Lui Gake, and I thought they could do better. Maybe they're still a bit new. Things were a bit chaotic, a bit disorganized in terms of them leading the way, petrol stops, simple things like that. That was really a bit chaotic. So in that sense, I preferred the last company that we used in 2023, Gake. Other than that, great trip. Like I mentioned, there were one minor accident where two of our members got into a bit of a fender bender when we were rushing to go past the green light. The front car stopped, but one of the cars at the back couldn't stop in time and rear-ended the car in front. The car that hit him had to be brought to a local workshop. And on that note, I'm really impressed with the resourcefulness and efficiency of China, because the car that required maintenance work, again, I won't reveal which car for privacy reasons, but let's say it's a late 90s sports car, which was not common in China when new. But despite that, through our other resourceful members on the tour, we were able to find the relevant parts, including radiators and whatnot, in some shop was in China, and was SDF delivered to the workshop the car in and fixed up the car all within 72 hours. So by the end of the trip, this car that was out of commission came back and joined us. The owner was driving his own car to complete the rest of the trip. Another car, the Jag XJ, the newer one, hit some pothole and the tire was damaged. And again, within 48 hours, we were able to find 2 brand new tires in the right size, and we went to some workshop and installed the new tires for the car. Really amazing and really efficient on China's part. So that was quite impressive. Yeah, and that's that. We do a few China drives every year. This is my second time doing it. I do look forward to doing more in the future. Junior really enjoyed his time today, and was really brave bringing a 3-year-old on a China road trip like that, just a father and son trip. But as mentioned, he was really behaving. He was really enjoying. He really enjoyed the company of our fellow members. He really enjoyed the cars. He really enjoyed sitting in the cars, going to different hotels, different tourist destinations. So all in all, it was a very successful trip, and we're both back in Singapore all in one piece now. So I hope you enjoyed this video of my second ever China drive, a father and son China road trip. If you did, please give us a like, please subscribe, please remember to click the bell button next to the subscribe button so you know when our next episode is. Thank you and have a good day.